They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I always do, and it always works for me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to do something a little different. You know how you guys like my recaps of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Afterlife with Archie, and all those like crazy supernatural stories? I'm gonna give you guys a little book suggestions. So, book suggestion number 1, The Sailor Moon. As you can see, I got Usagi, I got that hoe behind me, but get the Sailor Moon manga. The Sailor Moon is a big property, so I can understand you guys be like, ooh, that's a little intimidating to start with, but it's so good. It's campy, it's aesthetic, it's 90s, it's everything. And between you and me, they're the most powerful beings in any anime, but we ain't gonna get started on that one. Hello, somebody. The second books I'm gonna suggest are these. So the other day, I was going through my attic and I was finding stuff from my childhood. And you guys, if you guys are children of the 90s, you know how iconic, you know how y'all had Goosebumps and stuff like that? Well, we had Point Horror and the Christopher Pike novels. And these are so campy, they're nostalgic, they're theatrical, like, just so quick. So if you guys can get your hands on these iconic 1990 Christopher Pike novels, like Chain Letter. Now that's just iconic. That's a throwback. You know, read some of these. You can find. Ooh, it's not my day today. And right back to it, like nothing ever happened. So yeah, I recommend Christopher Pike novels. The next novels, I'm currently reading a book called Root Magic. Now, Root Magic is a supernatural tale about these 2 African-American kids who live in the Gullah Geechee culture, which is kind of like down south in the South Carolina area. I could be wrong. And it's heavy in hoodoo, black spirituality. So if you want to see like a nice coming to age story that has to do with black spirituality and magic among African-American people, Root Magic is such a good one. I'm currently listening to the audio version because I don't have time. And I miss just sitting down with a book and just be like, hello, somebody. But, you know, here we are. If I had time, I wouldn't be recording this at 2 a.m., getting it up at 9 a.m. So, honey. The next book I recommend is by a guy named Grady Hendrix. It is called The Final Girl Support Group. Now, this is on my to-read list, so I'm recommending it to you, but I can't really tell you guys what I like about it because I haven't read it myself. However, what I will say is like one thing that always sells me is the aesthetic and the way a book's put together, especially the cover. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I always do, and it always works for me. And with that being said, Grady Hendrix, The Final Girl Support Group, it's kind of like what the title says. It's a whole bunch of final girls who survive horrific, mass murders. And now a couple years later, they're coming together for a support group. One by one, they each come up missing, and dead. So it's like, what a good concept. It's kind of like what Halloween did, where it's like we follow the protagonists of the first tragedy and we see how their lives unfolded dealing and living through the trauma. So The Final Girl Support Group. And I also want to read by him, there's another book by him that I desperately want to read. I can't find it, but I'm going to post it right here. This is the other book of his I want to read. Yeah, so those are some books I recommend. Hey, you guys, and also, sorry, I forgot. Of course, my fat ass is eating a Christmas donut. Like, I need that. So, as I was doing that video, I realized I forgot to recommend 2 more things. Now, I don't know if you guys like to journal, but sometime when you can't afford therapy, a journal is something you could be unfiltered and uncut with without being judged. So, y'all probably seen this on TikTok. This journal is called Burn After Writing, and it's a journal where they have a bunch of questions that are prompt, so you don't have to think about what you want to write about, because sometimes your own thoughts can be a little intimidating. For example, if I could have a conversation today with one person in history, who would it be? And you just answer these questions completely unfiltered and honest, and honey, these questions do get dark and tough. And when you're done with it, it's like what the cover says, burn after writing. It's so fucking good. This is not a sponsor, by the way. I just saw it on TikTok and I was like, if I like it, let me pay it forward and tell people about this. Because sometimes getting in touch with your own feelings is not as easy as, therapy TikTok likes to make it seem like. And also, another side note, since this is kind of like me recommending books to y'all, and I know this video was bad, however, I want to try to come up with a name for a book club, because I feel like me doing the recaps in reading the Sabrina stories to you, the Afterlife with Archie series, the Vampronica. I feel like we have our own kind of like trap book club, and we need to come up with a book club name because I love a good name. So, honey, a book club name for our little group coming soon.